good, YouTube? It's your boy Malik, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm here something different. I never did this before. New experience. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm here interviewing. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey YouTube, this is Robin S.
If you want me, you show me love.
So I'm young, so you're gonna have to educate me because I listen to, I don't know if you drill rap, Lil Baby, but my mom listened to Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, my grandmother too. So you would have to educate me and my viewers, but my mom's gonna see this, so my mom don't believe I'm here sitting down with you
Well,
or my
hi,
grandmother.
Mom.
Yeah, thank you. I was just about to ask
Hi
you.
Grandma.
Thank you.
Hi Mom.
All right. So the first question that I have was, who was your biggest inspiration in the music industry?
Nancy Wilson.
And can you explain why?
She was classy.
Mm-hmm.
She was everything that I aspired to be.
Mm-hmm.
Aspired to be, rather.
Mm-hmm.
She was my mentor. She ended up being my mentor.
Oh, really?
That I could call her and talk to her about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, well, you guys say swag,
Mm-hmm.
right? I loved her swag because no matter what, she was Nancy Wilson first.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, she was a mom, she was a wife,
Mm-hmm.
she was a preacher's wife, okay? But she had some swag about her,
Mm-hmm.
and she commanded respect. And that's the biggest compliment that anyone could ever give you is
Mm-hmm.
respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
This is my first time ever doing this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the question number 2 is, what was your favorite record of putting out?
Growing up,
Yes.
um,
All time. Your favorite record.
it was a song by Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And her album was called Meadows in Springtime. When you get the opportunity, it's still,
Mm-hmm.
pull it up.
All right.
She did an entire song, which was a scat song.
Can you break down like a scat? I don't know what that.
Scat means
Mhm.
you're not really singing, but you're singing.
So what do you
And
mean by
instead
that?
of you, like let's see, scat is like, she did Scooby Doo and did it, and did it,
okay.
and did it out.
Mm-hmm.
But she sang a whole song like that.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it was phenomenal because you felt like
Uh-huh.
you felt. I know what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's no words, but I know what she was saying. You know, so that to me was a really, really. It showed talent in the
Mhm.
rarest form.
Are you into anything other than like making music, like other hobbies?
I have a lot of. I write poems.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So that's what really got you into making
Mhm.
music?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I
That's,
write poems. I
Mhm.
mean, lyrics are nothing but poems.
Yes.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Songs are nothing but poems, and poems are thought processes,
Mhm.
and you just make them rhyme. You know.
Cause my favorite artist of all time, right now, is Rod Wave, and in I feel like all his songs is like poetry. He expressing himself, so that's why I love Rod Wave, cause I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he talk about relationship problems sometimes, or he talk about him growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I love about Rod Wave. And I feel I feel his pain. It should be no reason. I mean, I feel like if you feel an artist that you can like relate to, you build a strong bond
Absolutely.
with the artist.
Absolutely.
And that's where Rod Wave.
Yeah, but that's imitation is the greatest form of compliment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you can relate to what someone is saying,
Mm-hmm.
they're speaking to your soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not just speaking
Mhm.
to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
They're speaking to your soul because there's a part of you that says, "Yeah, I've been through that,"
Yes.
or "Yeah, I know exactly how you feel."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's how you build fans.
Mm-hmm.
Because they relate to what you're saying, like and it has substance,
Mm-hmm.
and it has substance, like something you can take home to your mom and say,
Mhm.
listen to this,
Yes.
you know, and it has nothing to do with booty, it has nothing to do with body, okay, it's life,
Mm-hmm. Your story.
right?
Yes.
And see, that's something that we have, and I will say that the music industry
Mm-hmm.
has gone away from.
Mm.
Like
about
good
life.
music
Mhm.
about life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they won't let you be you. Everybody has to talk about this lifestyle, and some of it is fictitious for some people.
Yes.
Okay, in order to make it, they want you to be this gangster person, but that's how the industry is set up. It's not set up for us to progress. It's set up for us to regress. Like some of the things that some of these artists are talking about, they don't know anything about this.
No.
You know, they don't. You know where they live? They live in the suburbs. Okay, and so, but in order to make it, they have to sing about stuff like that, and it shouldn't. You shouldn't have to come out of who you are in your comfort zone in order to project the love of
something
music.
What you
right.
You love
Right.
actually doing.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So question number 3 is: do you have a favorite artist in this generation, in a newer generation, and can you explain why?
Well, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I love Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Okay. Wait, would you consider Chris Brown like in my? Cause I'm 24. So like, would you consider Chris Brown in my generation, or would you consider Chris Brown in like in a different generation?
I think he's an in-between generation.
He's in between? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, the younger generation. I don't know. I don't think.
You don't pay attention to that?
I listen to it, but it doesn't touch my soul.
Oh, so it goes in way.
You know, I love music. Don't get me
of course.
wrong. So I'm never gonna say that any new artist that's coming up is irrelevant. I would never say that because I would never want anyone to say that about me. And because I'm not feeling what they're doing doesn't mean that their music doesn't mean anything. Okay, so let's set that straight. Okay, but I like talent. I like raw talent. And I can really appreciate the fact that kids are really trying. You know, and if I hear somebody that's young and they're singing, and then I hear them again, and I'm like, okay, well, they talked about this in the beginning, and now they're telling me their story. I can respect that. Even if I'm not with the music, I can respect that because you're showing me how you're growing. You're showing me what life is teaching you, and you're showing me how you're gonna make it work for yourself. And I think that's the formula. That is, I don't care in what genre of music that you're playing, you're singing. That's the formula because people get older, and so I don't mind you singing about the things that you think people want to hear, and things that you've been through, and how you view girls and how you view,
Yeah, that's what the song. I mean, the industry is about ass shaking, drugs.
Yeah, but listen. It doesn't sell unless it's like that, and that's the way the industry is now set up.
Yes.
Okay. So what you do is you learn this music business, and you learn to do it yourself. Okay. I think that's one of the smartest things that I could pull from the younger generation.
So for any new artists who want to learn about the music industry, she's teaching y'all right now to learn about the music industry.
About the music industry, learn the ins and outs, and that's something that I didn't do. And so, I got dealt the eggs that weren't so good sometimes, But I think this generation, they have such an advantage than we do.
Of course.
And they know how to create content and they know how to do all of this stuff. And I'm a little jealous because, we didn't have that back then. So I feel real foreign when people say, oh, it's content. You got to have content. You got to have this. And I'm like, huh? I'm still learning it.
Yeah.
It's like somebody learning how to work the computer all over again.
Like
because
working the phone.
Right. So, and I respect that. I really do. And these young kids know how to make things happen for themselves.
Like that.
Happen, and we didn't have that. We had to rely on pencil pushers to make things happen. And if they liked us, they would make things happen. If they didn't, then we were lost causes. But I respect the younger generation because they don't sit around waiting for someone to do it for them. They learn how to do it themselves, and they have control over it. And I think that's why I love Chris Brown because he is he's multi-talented.
Do everything, dance, sing,
He's
act.
multi-talented.
He can do everything.
You know,
yeah.
and I think we all have our hiccups in life, and he had to go through his in order to learn some things. You know, but that doesn't stop me from loving his ability to produce, his ability to come through each and every time, whether it's acting, whether it's singing, whether it's dancing. I love it. I love talent. You know,
you gotta respect it.
Yeah, that's my goal. Like you know how people say I don't fan out with people. I think I might fan out. I mean, he's young enough to be my son, but I think I might. I really probably would be a little speechless, you know. But other than that, you know, I just love the fact that I'm learning from the younger generation. You know.
Yeah, you can learn so much from the
Oh
generation.
yeah, you're never too old to learn.
Yeah, you like so say basically if you want to push a music, I mean like a new single, you can hire someone who can control social media. Like us, for an example, we know how to work the media very very well.
That is an ability that you guys have. That I'm telling you, it works better than the label. It works quicker, faster, and better than the label.
And we love to push out more, like, so, like, we don't like to work, like, for you said, like...
Y'all work smarter.
Yes, and we work on our time, too.
Right, you work smarter and not harder. We worked harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta wait on your time, probably, like, to push out... Well, I don't know how the music label work, but hearing from other people, like, point of view, they have to wait to drop their music.
They're ready.
But when you as an independent, you get to push out as many as you want consistently.
Right, and that's what I like. And I hate to say it, I really do hate to say it, but it's true. Being an independent artist is freedom.
Yes.
Okay, you don't know what it feels like to be signed to a label and have to. Now this is a talent that they didn't pay for, they didn't have trained. They didn't give you, but yet you have to seek their permission in order to sing for with and for someone else. Like, you would kind of understand if you know anything about Prince. You kind of understand why he had slave written on his face.
All right. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Because you couldn't budge unless you got the okay from the label to share your gifts that they didn't give you.
Yes.
Okay. So I have to say it, and I'll say it again. When I was dropped from that label, it was freedom for me.
Peace.
And I told them, I said, you know what? It's okay. It's quite all right. I said, because you didn't give me this, and you can't take it from me. And I'm going to be singing whether I'm signed with you or not, you know? And so it's a freedom that is like none other. And to have the younger generation, like, just take control of that part of it is a beautiful thing, because I'm continuously learning from you guys. It's a little fast for me. I'm a little slow on that end, and he knows more than I do because he's been doing this for a long time as well, and I'm not, you know, and I'm learning as I go. I'm taking things in, and what seems a little complicated for me, I have to sit back and go and digress. And go, okay, I didn't learn that lesson. I gotta go through that again. Can you repeat that for me? You know, but I'm learning as I go, and I'm respecting the process. I'm really respecting the process. The only thing I want to say with the younger generation is that I know that you can make your bag. You can make a lot of money doing what you do because you have the knowledge and the know-how. But you also have the ability to teach. And sometimes, like, we used to have to do promos. And sometimes the promos that we did, we didn't get paid for. So sometimes it's beneficial to teach in the process. And it's not always about the bag. It's about what you could give back. You know, and that's the only thing that I would say about your generation. Learn to give back a little bit more, because there's benefits in the long run, and the benefits are, if I can go as far to say, is when you are in college, you don't see the benefits of joining a fraternity or sorority. Okay, when you're in college.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what is that gonna get me?
Mhm.
When you get older in life and you're looking for a job, okay, and you have a frat brother or a soror working in this field that you want to get in, who you think is gonna get the job first?
You.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so the benefits you don't see when you're younger. You see the benefits when you get older.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on the person's mind too.
Yeah.
Because you can legit sit back and be like, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity. That the opportunity might not happen now, but in the long run, trust me, if I believe in myself, I know I'm gonna get where I want to get.
Yeah.
Based on if you know yourself. I feel like you have to know yourself to get where you want to get in life. Period. For anything.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And then, you know, with my generation in teaching us, you know, you never know where it will take you. You know, everybody is supposed to use somebody as a stepping stone to build their own.
Can you elaborate for the people who don't understand?
Okay. And back in the day, it probably would have said, people would have said use. Okay. I'm going to use you to get to where I want. Building your resume.
Okay.
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 Everybody does it. It's been done for years, but it's the way you do it. You know, let's just say you were starting out, hypothetically, okay, and you interviewed me, and the interview goes really, really well, okay. Now all of a sudden, I'm on top, but I don't want nobody else following me but you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And this is how you build your resume to work with the next artist.
Networking.
Because you'll now have steps that you have started building.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know, and it'll work in your favor, right? Because now I'm the artist and I'm blowing up, and all these people want to interview me, or all these people want to follow me, but I have one particular person that I want to do behind the scenes and follow me, because our interview was so true to form, okay? And it's not that you're up and coming, but you're trying to break it in the industry, right? And I decide that I want you. I want you every single time I am doing something. What does that do for you?
Pushes at a whole nother level.
There you go.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets in the industry?
No.
Okay, because I hate people when they say, because a regret is a learning.
Everything in life is learning. Everything.
Mhm.
Us sitting here together is a learning
Mhm.
experience. Knowledge base, right? I'm learning from you.
And I'm definitely learning
And
from
you
you.
learning from
Yes.
me.
And my viewers is definitely learning from both of us, because
Yeah.
they don't know anything about old generation music. Only thing they know about is Glocka Boom and
But wait, but all of that comes from something else. You know.
Oh yes, yes.
All of that comes from someone who's laid the foundation. Like, you don't just wake up and just, you know, I'm an artist and I'm gonna create this sound unless you
heard it. So I inspire you to say it.
Right. Now, we're supposed to learn from each other. Honestly and truthfully, we are supposed to learn from each other. No man is an island, okay? And there's room for everybody. Like, I learned I used to sit and listen to Aretha Franklin every day. Listen to Phyllis Hyman every day. Listen to Nancy Wilson and people every day. And it wasn't the whole song that I wanted to hear. It was certain notes, certain sounds.
All right. So
okay,
so I listen to certain artists for their ad-libs and
right.
So
and you take all of that and you compile and you use it in what you're doing. But that's what we're supposed to do. They didn't get that. They did not get that on their own. They listened to the Ella Fitzgeralds. They listened to the older singers, you know? And it is what it is. Like, we're creators, but we're imitators. I mean, listen to the stuff that's out now. That's all other people. I've heard my licks. Beats. I've heard my licks, my vocal licks in so many people. I don't get upset. I don't get upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you learn.
I actually heard your song getting remixed into a double tapping song. If you don't know what a double tapping song is, it's like a dance party, like Jersey Club. That's where I heard your song.
Ah.
Yeah, so people remixing samples, all the other old samples.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I learned about your stuff. And then my girlfriend had to show me today, like the original song. So I was like, oh, it's not.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And a lot of times parents have to
Mm-hmm.
sit their kids down because, okay, in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you came from. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to know you got to learn the history of music. You have to learn the history of music. You can't just put stuff out there and not know the original. Okay? Because it was some of these songs were put out during the Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these songs were put out through slavery. Some of these songs, you have to know these things. You have to know these things. So now, when you interpret the same song or the same musical beat or the same type of lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know where it came from. And so there's more of a compassion to give it respect,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And for those of you who need a little bit more elaboration, respect your elders. Respect the history of music.
Yes. Yes, you do. Okay, next question. What is the most memorable thing in the industry that you've seen or experienced?
Learning the industry.
Okay.
It took me a while. I went in, I've been singing for years,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know the industry. I didn't know how grimy.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I put my trust in people that I thought were my
Friends?
friends. And money changed
Yes.
everything.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Did I lose out? Absolutely. But any artist that is still around right now,
Mm-hmm.
they'll tell you, we all lost out. We all lost out because there was no one there to teach us how to do it. Okay? We were just artists. Okay? Now you have one person who's an artist, who's a producer, who's an editor, who's a this, who's a that. We were just artists. And they didn't want us to know what else we could do because that meant less money for them.
No, okay.
Okay? It's always about the bag.
Mm.
It's always about the bag. And again, I mean, I couldn't have gone to school to learn that lesson. So some things that are life lessons, you have to look at them as that. Like this was my learning phase, and don't harp on it or dwell on it
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna come back around again. And when it comes back around, now you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know when I collabed with someone that I needed to have all the paperwork done before I got into the studio. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
A lot of people don't know that. They just want to sing. They just
Uh-huh.
want to.
something
And
they
but
wanna
after
do.
the song is
Uh-huh.
done, it's a done deal, and they can take your song and put their name on it, and you have no proof. Right?
That's
I didn't
fucked up.
know all of that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I had to learn by experience.
Did you learn by yourself from the experience, or did someone have to put you on game and teach you?
I lost a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
I lost a lot of money through experience. Yeah. So I don't harp on it now because God has given me back
Mhm.
everything that was taken from me. So slowly but surely, it's coming back around.
So, yeah, everything was meant to be, so it can come
Everything
back.
that is to be is meant to be.
Okay. How would you describe your sound to other music?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I appreciate that.
Some people say I sound like Phyllis Hyman.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things I sing. Some people say I sound a little bit like Evelyn Champagne King.
Don't know any of those.
Know your history.
Yeah, I
Do
saw.
some research.
My grandmother and my mom would teach me.
Yeah, well, no, you can teach
Okay.
yourself too. All
You're
you gotta
right.
do is pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
Modern
Right
day
on your phone,
technology,
yes.
right? And then most people say that I have a sound of my own. So it depends on what I'm singing. I mean,
Mhm.
it's the notes. It's